Hi guys, today we're going to talk about some of the hand-drawn versions of the logo that I've been doing. Basically tracing over a printout of the logo and giving it a very natural, hand-drawn, unfinished, sketchy kind of look. And in the screencast I'm going to talk you through some of the reasons why I'm doing that. I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, give us your thoughts. So for our meeting, I did a printout of the proposed logo, and on the way home on the train I just started drawing over it because I started to see these possible improvements and sketching a few things. And whilst doing that, it was actually the process of sketching that I thought, hey, actually the sketchiness itself could be an aesthetic that we could pursue with the logo, with the actual finished logo. So with my trusty propelling pencil to hand, I held the printout up to the window and traced over it. And the thing that you can see here is the version with the extra bits that I suggested in the original sketch that I did on the train. So there's kind of the bigger C and the more pronounced ascender on the D, things like that. And I really liked its kind of sketchiness and a bit rough around the edges and not finished, and this kind of aesthetic, which is a lot of the stuff I do, I really feel could be quite appropriate for us and even for the finished logo itself. So I then refined that and came up with this. Actually decided to abandon the changes I've made, like to the C and the D. And in this version, the biggest change is actually the swash on the bottom of the F. As you know, it's previously on the N, and the reason I wanted to do it on the N was so that it was a bit different. The F seemed a bit obvious, but one of the main reasons I did it was so that the carson and ified bits of the word were separated, and that's one of the reasons. Yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to have that visual sign of the swash coming off the N. However, I put it onto the F because in the end I just thought it's going to look better. It looked awkward on the N and people were asking about it. So I just extended the bottom of the N there. And again, so it's still a very small visual thing, but I think that's enough to separate the two parts of the word. I quite like that. So, and here you can see, I prefer this sketch because it's more rough around the edges, and there were bits that I erased that you can see around here, and they're still left in, and especially once I upped the contrast when it was scanned in. And I really like that. That's exactly what I'm going for. I think these bits, these imperfections, are the real beauty in that kind of aesthetic. So then I, just playing around with it, took it into Illustrator and just used the simple live trace thing it's got in there to trace over it. And here we have a version which is still very rough around the edges, but a little bit of vectory neatness in it, which could be going towards the finished thing. It's really complex at the moment and seriously needs tidying up, but this is definitely getting closer. I love the worn look, and I really feel it's appropriate because it's about things being hand-drawn, handcrafted, getting back to our roots, not making sure everything's digital the whole time. And what I really love about it, and let's just flick back to the rasterized versions as well, and it's not just the aesthetic of looking hand-drawn and handcrafted that is the main thing. One of the key principles for me is that nothing on the web is ever finished. It's not like print design. Web design is constantly changing. There are so many things that you can keep going back to, and it just, as a medium, that's one of its best qualities, that nothing's ever set in stone. And I think the logo reflects this, that there's this constantly changing, it's not quite finished yet, and why does it need to be finished? Why can it not change? Maybe on the site itself it's going to change, I don't know. So again, this aesthetic is kind of preaching those values. I like it.